Today we will be sharing with you our research and results on the topic of increasing productivity in the workplace.
Our purpose for this research is to find out solutions in developing productivity in companies, whether it be to improve autonomy with coworkers, improve technology or tools that employees may use, or increase employees' incentives. We want to know what companies could do to succeed. The ideas we had to build productivity would help promote positive outcomes in companies and yield higher outcomes through employees. Some problems we found that companies struggle in or will need to improve in is first, of course, low productivity rates in employees. This could have the companies losing a lot of money through loss of time. Second is employee relationships. Increasing this with managers and other employees will increase the length of time someone would stay with a company and should positively affect productivity. Third, technology and tools. Companies not having the correct sources or tools for employees could cause negative outcomes, whereas if companies had the correct tools and technology, there should be a positive outcome in productivity. And fourth are incentives. Employees having reasons to get work done besides the pay, giving more opportunities of employee growth. The methods of research we used first is surveys. We conducted a survey to see how our research was related to individuals. We targeted working individuals, and our survey was useful since it was quick and precise. Questions asked related to employees and how they would work if given in a situation about productivity. The info found was accurate to our research and was useful. This next method of research was interviews, but we are now getting information from managers and not individuals who were working or employees. We interviewed 5 managers, all experienced in their specific fields, and our questions asked was similar to the survey, but we got more information and more clarification since this was an in-person interview, whereas the survey was online. This helped our research as well because the information found was from the manager's viewpoint rather than the employees.
The results of our research proved to be consistent between literature, public opinions, and in interviews. The level of productivity in a workplace is directly influenced by management decisions.
With technology, retrieving data has become more efficient, which leads to improvement in work productivity. Back in the day, businesses would use filing cabinets to store all of their company information. Having to look through files and files of information is very time consuming. Now most companies use software programs to store all their data. This is not only a safer way to do it, but it is also a more productive way. Instead of having to look through papers of information, companies can just find information they need with a couple clicks. Investing in a software that retrieves data with voice recognition can help the efficiency. In Barry Boehm's article, Managing Software Productivity and Reuse, he states working smarter primarily via process improvements which avoid or reduce non-value adding tasks. His statement states that software allows you to minimize tasks that do not add any value to work productivity.
One of the research methods we used was a survey, and the reason we chose a survey was because we wanted to know more information about what employees think would motivate them to be more productive. Another reason that we chose a survey was because they're quick and precise. The information we find is quantifiable. We can see which answers were chosen the most and which answers were chosen less than others. And the information that we find from these surveys is accurate because we're interviewing the working population. Our survey had a total of 6 questions. The first question was, what do you think would improve the productivity in the workplace? So our first possible answer was employee incentives. Many people want healthcare, bonuses, stock options, vacation times, and there are many more incentives that employers can offer to their employees. The second option was constructive criticism from peers. Some employees want managers who have the ability to motivate them by giving them constructive criticism. Our third option was technology advancements. Some employees want to have the proper equipment, software, and technology so that they have the ability to complete tasks efficiently. And the last option is encouraging group projects and work. Some people want to be given work that gives them the ability to express themselves and motivates them as well. Our last option was all of the above, and that was the most popular response to this question. And the second most popular response to the question was employee incentives. So in conclusion, employees want their workplace to provide a healthy balance of these four options. Our second question asks, do you feel like a manager who is more personable would make you work harder? And what that's really asking employees is, do you feel like the manager's attitude and motivational qualities affect you and your productivity rate? The possible answers were yes, no, and not sure. And 63 people answered yes, which was our most popular response. And only 16 people answered no, and 2 were not sure. So in conclusion, employees want to have a manager who is charismatic and has the ability to motivate them while they're working. Our third question asks, what kind of incentives would you like to be offered? The possible answers were extended vacation times, stock options, bonuses, healthcare, or all of the above. Our most popular response was all of the above. It was a tie for second most popular response between bonuses and extended vacation times. So in conclusion, employees value monetary compensations and extended vacation times the most, yet they would prefer that their employer would provide all of these incentives. The fourth question that was asked on the survey was, do you think having the correct software is crucial in being productive for an organization? The possible answers were yes, no, and not sure. 71 people said yes, only 1 person said no, and 6 people were not sure. So in conclusion, employees believe that if employees provide them with adequate and up-to-date software, their productivity will increase. The fifth question asks, do you think managers who give employees more freedom would promote a better quality of work or a higher productivity rate? The possible answers were yes, no, and not sure. 55 people said yes, 15 people said no, and only 11 people were not sure. So this means that employees do not want to be micromanaged. The last question we asked was, what do you think the purpose of a manager is? The possible responses were someone who delegates work to other individuals, someone who does the assigned projects themselves, or someone who is in charge of other employees in an organization, or all of the above. The most popular answer was someone who is in charge of other employees in the organization, and the second most popular response was all of the above. So in conclusion, employees believe that a manager's goal is to oversee operations and make sure that other employees are doing their jobs.
For the part of our research involving interviews, we interviewed 5 different managers to see how their viewpoints differed from the public opinion. We selected 6 questions to ask the managers during the interview. Question 1 asked, what do you think would improve productivity in the workplace? Question 2 asked, do you feel like a manager who is more personable would make you work harder? Question 3 asked, what kind of incentives would you offer your employees if you thought it would motivate them? Question 4 asked, do you think having good hardware or software is crucial for the productivity of an organization? Question 5 asked, do you think managers who give more autonomy to employees promote better work quality or a higher rate of productivity? Question 6 asked, what do you think the core purpose of a manager is? In my opinion, question 1 received the most informative responses due to the open-ended nature of the question. A common response to this question was to think about how the employee feels and to try to make a welcoming workplace that makes employees feel comfortable. Another great response was to effectively communicate what the product or service being provided by the company is. The fourth question was answered in the same way by each manager. When asked, "Do you think having good hardware or software is crucial for the productivity of an organization?" Each interviewee responded that it is extremely important for an employee to have the right tools for the job they are doing. Overall, our interviews concluded that the most important aspects of productivity are creating a comfortable workspace, making employees feel part of the company, and providing the right tools for the job.
One of the most important objectives for organizations is to get the most done in the least amount of time. Improvement in work productivity is something companies strive to do. In many companies, software is a major component to getting that work done efficiently. Nowadays, companies rely heavily on technology in their businesses, which is why technology has the power to improve workers' productivity. Technology can improve productivity in 3 ways. Makes retrieving information efficient, promotes team collaborations, and allows employees to work anywhere. Having the right software is very crucial to the improvement of work productivity for an organization.
Another important aspect in improving productivity is gaining employee insight. It is important as a company to ask its employees for their opinion on how to improve productivity. There are 2 major benefits to including the employees in this discussion. The first benefit of having employee insight is gaining new perspectives and original ideas. Employees' perspectives can bring fresh ideas that benefit the discussion because the employee is actually the one producing the product. The company can understand the thought process and attitudes of the employees have based on their ideas. The second benefit to having employee insight is increasing employee self-worth. Employees will feel they are an important part of the success of the company. This can create higher self-esteem, motivation, and confidence, leading to higher productivity.
Understanding employee needs is an essential step in creating a productive work environment. In order to get the maximum amount of work done in the shortest amount of time, employees are required to operate at their absolute best. Employees are able to do so when they have established a positive relationship with their managers and workplace. Productivity begins with the employees. Through our research, we've discovered 3 different ways to understand an employee's specific needs to maximize productivity. The first method of increasing productivity is by providing employees with all the tools necessary to complete their jobs. This can go beyond an employer just providing the bare minimum, but by being open to new and improved software and hardware to improve business processes. Providing employees with incentives can also be a way to boost employee morale and increase productivity. What's important to keep in mind here is that no person's needs are the same. This is a great opportunity for employers to get to know their team and find out what motivates them. Giving an employee the independence to do their job without micromanaging is the first step to creating an empowered employee. Training and development manager suggests that this all begins with proper training. This training will allow for managers to be more confident in their employees, making them feel able to promote autonomy. This independence given to the employees will increase productivity. Increasing productivity in the workplace is possible by making the needs of your employees a priority, by providing them with all the tools necessary to complete their jobs, providing employee incentives, and encouraging autonomy.
Thank you for watching our presentation. We hope this provided insight on how to improve productivity in the workplace.